why isn't being single by choice something that you feel as though a person can choose to do? I was married. I was in a marriage where you talked about someone giving all of their all. I gave all of my all, and I love my husband. We wind up divorced because he couldn't appreciate it. I got into a marriage that it was my fairy tale, my dream. And then my husband died in active duty. And then got into another relationship where the guy was all about me. And then I got pregnant and had a baby that happened to have Down syndrome. Because he didn't understand her having Down syndrome, he wanted to be with me and not with my child. And right now, I'm happy in being single. I refuse to get anything. I can get anywhere.
Period. It's never the problem.
Being single right now is my choice.
No, it's
and
not.
I'm happy in that choice.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
no,
is.
it's not. No, it's not. So if you was listening to everything, she's traumatized. When you listen to everything that she said, she's traumatized. Your husband passed away, you got another man. That situation didn't work, now you don't. Well, you tell yourself, I don't want any man. I'm on a self-love journey. Don't nobody want to just be loving on themselves all the time.
It's bull.
And we know that. And listen, we're not, hold up. I'm not judging you, because if that's what you need to tuck you in at night, then you can have that.
Now, listen, what do you guys think about what you just heard? This is something that a lot of women tell themselves to cope. It's a coping mechanism. This lady is traumatized. She's been through a bunch of traumatizing events. And instead of trying to heal and work on herself to get herself to a better place beyond that, partly one of the ways I think that she's doing that is trying to convince herself that she's happy by herself. And, and I say this because the reason why I don't agree with the majority of women who say that they're happy being single and they're single by choice is because they still are trying to be in a relationship. The people who are truly happy by themselves, they're not on dating sites. They're not complaining about men. They're not complaining about asking where the men are. They're not trying to do any of that. They're living their lives. They're off somewhere out of the country, living their lives, doing the things that they really wanted to do. And they're not even thinking about a man. So as a lot of the women who are saying that they're single by choice, they still want a man. This is why I don't agree that a lot of them are single by choice. I think they're single by their choices, and they're single by the circumstances that they have allowed themselves to be in. Because if the single by choice means you are single because you choose to, and you are not looking for a man, you're not looking for anybody. But a lot of these women are saying that, but they're also saying too that, hey, if I meet my person, then I'm okay with that too. That's not you being single by choice. That means you're single because you don't have any other options or choices. And the choices that you would want are not available to you. So you don't have any choices. So you're going with what's inevitable, because you don't control that. Because if most women could control dating and relationships and men, they would choose the man that they want and they would have one. That's a fact. Because a lot of the women that I know and women who say this on social media all want somebody. They just can't find the one that they want. So that's not single by choice. That's single because you can't find the one that you want, or the one that you want you're not attracting who you want. So you're single by circumstances or happenstance. The options aren't there for you. It's not that you don't want it. Single by choice means you have options and you just don't want them. You're turning down men left and right, like all your type. Like you're turning down the men that make the money, everything that you want, you're turning them down because you just want to be single. That's being single by choice. No, you're not turning down. You don't have the options to turn down, and that's the problem. But I think that makes, once again, I think a lot of women need things to make them feel good and help them to cope in life, because if not, they'll have nervous breakdowns and break down because they can't handle, certain things. And they need these as coping mechanisms. And then another thing too, and women still saying this, which I wish the ones who say it would stop saying it. D is not the problem. Baby, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that women don't have a problem getting to the D, because if you got coochie that you're willing to give out, somebody is going to be willing to take it. So we know that women don't have a problem with that, but that's not the same as getting a man that wants to be with you and marry you and take you seriously. Yeah, they'll sleep with you, but taking you seriously is a totally different thing. So y'all got to stop bringing up the fact that a man will want to sleep with you, because any man, I mean, if he's desperate enough, yeah, he'll sleep with you. You can find a man that you can give your cooch to. He'll, bust that thing open and keep it moving. But that's not the same as a man literally wanting to be with you for a real relationship. You get what I'm saying? So y'all got to stop using that as a way to say you can get a man. That ain't, yeah, you can get a man to sleep with you. Once again, I think when women realize that they run out of options, they're not, you don't have a bunch of men trying to pursue you for serious, healthy relationships, then you realize that all of these options that you think are available are not really there. But instead of addressing it and actually being realistic about it, they start saying, oh, well, I'm single by choice. No, it's not. You're not. You're really not. And I think it bothers them, and because they didn't anticipate that, the older they got, that, it's not going to be as easy for you to attract especially the type of men that you want at the older you get. And it's a reality, and it's not a shade or bashing. It's just a reality of what it is. And you got to be realistic. This is why I don't believe in that delusional mindset, because when you're delusional, you think anything is possible when a lot of these things that you think are possible, it's not your reality. And it may have been your reality at one point, and shout out to that lady, because she is definitely traumatized. She lost her husband, and then she got into a relationship with another man, and it didn't work out. And now she's out here and probably realized that she don't have as many options anymore. But instead, they try to tell themselves once again that, oh, I'm single by choice because I can have any man that I want, but I choose not to. And that's just not the reality. The problem is a lot of these women are miserable. A lot of these women are lonely, and they don't have any other options. And so they're it's a coping mechanism. And I wish women would be more honest about it, because there's ways that you can deal with that and possibly get what you want. But as long as you're delusional and you're living in this delusional mind space or mindset, it's not going to help you get what it is that you really want. And I think a lot of women got to stop being delusional. I don't believe in being delusional when it comes to relationships, because you got to be realistic about what it is that you want and what you're looking for. And I don't think men would rather women to be delusional, because then you're operating from a space that these men don't know how to deal with. How do you deal with somebody that's delusional and on top of that superficial and have all these unrealistic expectations that you expect from men? And when you're dating men see that. They realize that you're superficial, delusional, have unrealistic expectations that you're looking for from them. And this is why they keep it moving. And they might be nice to you for a second to see if maybe they can, get into them draws. But if they realize they can't get that, then they keep it moving, because they know this cannot be something that's going to be a stable relationship, this is not what they want. And so as much as women are out here thinking that they're the best thing since sliced bread and that they can just get any man that they want, they have all of these options. When they realize they're not getting the options, these women who are 40s, 50s, and 60 years old, then, oh, I'm single by choice. I never really wanted a man. I never really wanted one. And I'm good by myself. I'm thriving. I have my business. But I mean, if you were really thriving and so focused on your business, you wouldn't even care what men are thinking, what they're doing. That wouldn't even be on your radar. You would be focused on your business, and that's it. But the truth be told, a lot of these women miss their opportunities, and they wish they had it. And they wish, and they hoping, and they praying that a miracle will come in, that they will get the man of their dreams, the man who will take them seriously, pay all the bills, give them the desires of their heart, give them everything that they want, like a princess in a Disney movie. They would love to have that Prince Charming, just take them off there, because they never had it before. And it's always been a dream and a vision and a delusion of theirs to have that type of life, This is why women always say, I need a man to come in and do everything. He need to show me a new life. If he can't pour into my life and give me more, I don't want him. It's a delusional fairy tale mindset that a lot of women actually have. And they've never had a chance to live that out. Now, they've been able to live out some of their dreams by becoming entrepreneurs or whatever you want to call it now, boss chicks or whatever, they've been able to make a little bit of money and maybe do things for themselves, but that's not good enough. They're not satisfied with that, because until they have a man who would be willing to come in and give his all to them and just, give them the so-called world, that is the ultimate delusion for a lot of women. That's the ultimate fairy tale delusional mentality that these women are looking for. And they're looking for men to just pop out and just give them that just because, without the men expecting anything from them. You could still be a boss chick, do your own thing, but you still want him to treat you like a princess, like you're a spring chicken and you just a virgin and just came out of your parents' household and you haven't been exposed to the world and you haven't been with any men and you are an actual virtuous woman. You know what I'm saying? They want men to treat them like that, like they're virtuous women who have been untouched, never been exposed to anything, and this man is gonna come and show you a whole new life, something you've never experienced. This is the type of treatment they're looking for from a man. But the gag is they are not these virtuous women. They are not these untouched virtuous women. Y'all been around the block a few times over. You got multiple kids. You don't want to cook, you don't want to clean, you ain't really looking for new experiences because you've already experienced them all. So you just want somebody to treat you like that, though, but that's not what they're getting. And that is the issue that I think a lot of women are facing. And that's the issues that men are having with modern women, because they want the princess treatment without being the princess. But they want you to be delusional like them and just see them as such and ignore all the red flags and ignore all of the things that come with them and just pretend, blank your eyes and make yourself believe, oh, she could be my princess. Let me go ahead and give her the princess treatment. And men refuse to do that. So just because a lot of women are in this delusional la-la world does not mean men want to go there with you. They are very realistic and they're looking at what you all are doing and they want no parts of it. And once again, you have women asking, what are we doing? Well, it's this independent boss chick mindset that a lot of men just don't want to deal with. And as much as women are acting oblivious to their nature, men see it, they've been exposed to it, and now they want no parts of it. That's just my take on it, and I just think that it's unfortunate that a lot of women don't get how men think, and they don't, a lot of them don't care to, because it's all about them. It's their world or nothing. And so it's going to end up being nothing for a lot of these women, because men don't want to deal with it. They really don't. They really have checked out, and it's unfortunate. And once again, if we have these independent, aggressive women who don't want to change, and my thing is this, I want to add this to this because I hear this a lot too. A lot of women talk about, well, this is just how we're taught. We had to be these strong, independent. Okay, even if you had to be that way, do you think that you could change? Because you don't have to stay that way. You can definitely work on yourself to change that type of mentality if it's not working for you. I think as long as you have breath in your body, you can make a change. You can change some things about yourself, but you got to first acknowledge that is an issue and want to change it. But if you don't think you need to change for a man, if you don't think you need to do anything for a man or yourself, you think you're good where you are, then keep that mentality. But you got to understand that is the very thing that men don't want. And you can't force them to want you and want to deal with you and handle you like and have to go through all of that. Men want a woman that they can just have a conversation with and talk to and understand it and have a pleasant demeanor. They don't want to have to always argue and fuss and all that. That's the problem that a lot of black women have, and they just stuck there. They're not even trying to change that or even acknowledge that it's an issue. Just accept that it's what it is, and if you don't want it, oh well, somebody else will, until nobody else wants it. And then they're stuck trying to shame men into taking them on and dealing with them, but they don't want to do it. So you have to start saying that you're single by choice, because you don't want to look bad and you don't want it to seem like you just can't find nobody or nobody just want to be with you. So you got to start changing it and making it seem like, oh, I'm single by choice because I choose to be. No, you don't. No, it's just a simple fact that nobody is choosing you. So y'all got to be real with it or whatever. You don't have to be, but it's not helping your situation. That's all I'm saying. So listen, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, you guys. Hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content. Chime in. I want to hear your thoughts on this particular video, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.